This is a very brief introduction to the last module of your course, Module 4, which consists of 4 separate lessons, each one a little different, but each one kind of illustrating how the government regulates your work as journalists. Lesson 11. You learned very early in the course that the law takes a very different approach to the print media as compared to the broadcast media. Print media, no regulation. You can have 5 newspapers in your town as long as we're a capitalistic society, as long as the market will support that, that's fine. Radio stations, television stations, totally different. The government tells you exactly how many can exist. Not only that, tells you pretty much, or limits what they can broadcast. That was originally justified based on the limited frequencies that were available in the airspace. And of course that's changing now. But at any rate, the government, through the Federal Communications Commission, does regulate the broadcast media. There is no similar regulation of the print media. And we're going to learn in Lesson 11 the extent to which government regulation does control the broadcast media. Lesson 12, we're going to talk about advertising. You know, 50, 60 years ago, the government simply said, I don't mean the government, the courts simply said, you know, pure commercial speech, advertising, simply doesn't have anything to do with the First Amendment. We're just not going to get involved. In the 1970s, the government the courts began to take a different approach. You know, the court said maybe it's helpful for people to read advertisements and see where they can buy a certain product and how much it's going to cost. And there's 3 people out there competing to sell that product, what the quality of it is, what it's going to cost. So in the 1980s, or maybe it was the late 70s, I don't remember, the court finally gave us what's called the commercial speech doctrine, which does allow the government and the courts to regulate advertising, can prohibit unlawful advertising, and in certain circumstances can limit the ways in which perfectly legal products are advertised. So that will be Lesson 12. Lesson 13, once again, I assume most of the students in this course, if they go on to become professional journalists, will not ever run into a problem with the publication of obscenity. However, your text has dedicated quite a lengthy chapter to the regulation of obscene materials, and we're going to do a lesson on that. The basic problem with the regulation of obscenity is having a definition for what obscenity is. Our U.S. Supreme Court gave us a definition of obscenity, and I'm looking at my notes so I can give you the exact date, 1973.